Okay, another category for trap guide. Let's get into this. Little disclaimers right off the start. There is no perfect way to trap every mission. I'm gonna do my best, and if I fail, then hopefully we can learn from it. Everybody in the lobby is in agreement to let me do all the trapping, so I can be informal and help you guys out. They're gonna hang out in the background while we go along. I do have a trap guide video linked down below, and I will be linking all of the perks videos I've made for traps in the description down below. So if you guys are wondering what I'm running on any of my traps, that will be there. So this is a series where I show how to trap certain missions. That much is pretty obvious, and part of the reason it's a series is because of terrain. This is a layout I have never seen before, in a tropical zone no less, and with a very difficult modifier setup. We have lightning storm and metal corrosion, so metal is out. Brick is all we're going to be building the actual defenses out of. Trap tunnels can still be nature, and that's because none of the husks are usually smacking the trap tunnels. If you guide enemies properly, they'll go through the tunnel, so metal works. That way we don't use up all our brick in one spot. And exploding death bomb means floor traps and wall traps are going to be scarce. Wall traps need to be far enough away to not take damage. And the only floor traps that are pretty much acceptable are tar pits, maybe to catch some smashers, and anti-air traps to hopefully break propane. Archer, you can unmute. Does the anti-air trap work against death bomb still? Or does that not happen anymore?
They patched that 2 years ago at this point.
Not fun. You say so long ago. That's been 2 years, has it?
Early 2020, they patched it.
Oh my goodness. See, like right here, this guy's gonna drop a here. Yeah, there we go. The death bomb does not get shot by the anti-air trap, which is brutal. So yeah, this means there's going to be a lot more ceiling electric spam than usual, which is going to look lazy, but I'm telling you guys, death bomb is extremely overpowered, and I actually don't believe anybody's running a constructor this mission, which is honestly preferred. I think Chrissy might be. I don't know if she is or not.
How dare you?
But yeah, that is a how dare you command, by the way. AWalry said that once. People were asking about that in a previous video. It was voted by the stream to have my overlay on, so if alerts happen throughout and you guys want to be a part of these in the future, Twitch link down below. So yeah,
She is running Mega Base, by the way.
she is running Mega Base. Okay, so she can slap that down wherever she sees fit. Okay, let's get right into it. Obviously, first and foremost, you guys know I like the cones. It's not the only way to do it, but it's nice, tried and true. It works, and it lets me practice my edits so I can win all the BR tournaments I don't compete in. All right, so first and foremost, we already saw the modifier. So secondly, we got to look at where they're going to be spawning. This is going to be brutal. This is a nice big hill where we're not going to have a lot of clean tunnel space to work with. These are the kind of missions that scare me. These are the kind of missions that make me nervous to build. And I should add, while we get into this, I am not running a bow loadout this time around. I didn't want to just always be running Farah. I didn't want to give the impression that I only do that because I don't, but I also wanted to have something that was fire because chrome husks are going to be a thing. Blockbuster just activated, and I am definitely getting ready for that. So let's start with essentially this D defense here. So these missions are a little annoying. It's good to just kind of map out where things are going to be. It looks like a lot of stuff is going to be spawning up top, up here, and because of the death bomb nature of this defense, I think this might be the first video where I actually recommend defenders here. All right, cool. So I don't like to crutch on defenders too much because, you know, they're kind of expensive. They're also very loud, which doesn't really matter in the defense, but for a video it's kind of annoying. But defenders are really good because they're extremely universal. They are literally aimbotting, and it's very, very, very helpful, and they can cover a wide area. All of these things are good. They can be up and away from the death burst. So let's see. I think we can cover these 3 defenses with defenders pretty comfortably. I'm just gonna do this. The reason we do the arch is so that enemies can walk up through this nice and smoothly, and they're not going to actually break the defenses. And then we could spam anti-air trap. So let's do this right above each of these, more or less. I'm gonna try and get them kind of in the same area. We are going to want fire defenders, which is great. That'll be super effective against the chrome husks. I got a whole defender guide. I'll try to link it down below if I can remember, because that'll get into why I'm running what defenders I'm running. But snipers are insane, so we can just build these early on. They'll continue to shoot and clean up enemies that are around us. It's kind of whatever. And very importantly, we are going to want to get anti-air traps down. At least 3 per defender. That's not some law or anything, but it's just general good practice. Lobbers and flingers are the bane of these guys' existence. Flingers will throw enemies that can get hit by the anti-air traps, but the defenders themselves will snipe them out of the air. Very effective. It's super nice, and hopefully that should do the trick. I'm not going to put any traps on the defenses yet. That can kind of happen later, but let me just do this because, again, I need them to be tethered. If these builds break out at any point, our defenders are gone. So it's very important that we connect them. Oh, my jump didn't activate. There we go. Oh, my goodness. Trying to build this in a way that isn't going to be in the way later, but I do want that to be connected to the ground somewhere where it won't be a problem. All right, let's get the defense going on over here. This is going to be definitely a longer video than the first one because I foresee a wide open area with tricky defenses being kind of a lot to deal with. And typically in a normal mission, if your teammates are, you know, playing with you, in my case, they have stepped aside so I can make the video, but usually this would be a team effort. I'm going to start with the funneling on B. Normally I do the target practice, but I don't want to right now. And there we go. So everything should mostly gear towards here. These probably are unnecessary, but I do see that there are some spawns right up and back here. I would like these to take out whatever enemies they can. And I'm going to do something that's a little unnecessary, actually. This is getting a little fancy, but up here can cheese a little bit of extra damage if they're walking off this cliff here. Probably won't get any damage, but I don't know, man. Here, let me just war cry so I can break these a little faster. It's, you know, just preventative stuff. It's the kind of stuff I like to mention when stuff is unnecessary because I don't want you guys to waste your traps if you're ever following these to the T. I don't know how you could follow these to the T because, you know, every single defense is different. But I want you guys to utilize all these different techniques in your own defenses. Now, this might actually be a really good spot for... Okay, I want this to be, whoops, tethered again because I don't want it to be able to break from Death Bomb. So let's get this going right here. I think this is going to be a really good spot for tire traps just to push them back. Again, you want to be facing... Okay, so what... Let me see here. Somebody said that the muffler... Is that what this is? The side of the muffler is where they get pushed back from. I'm going to continue going with the logic that wherever you're facing, they get pushed the opposite direction. Mitch Robs did actually chime in the comments of my video where... Because he was the one who I'm aware of, at least, made the initial video on... Oh my goodness, I just want this to connect. On how the directionality of these traps do matter. Apparently gas traps have absolutely no directionality, which is what I believed, but I just wanted to clear that up because it was a highly upvoted comment, and he has found there to be no evidence to suggest that. So, in this case, you guys know the drill. I see a ramp and just kind of push him right back down that ramp. And this is actually going to be pretty light. So all of this is going to be kind of gearing towards the Slaughterfest, which is going to be right down here. Can't exactly put floor freeze. I mean, I'm going to in this case, just because I want to have something down here. I am 100% aware that Death Bomb is going to blow these to smithereens, but I don't know if Dorky Chrissy's base is going to clip into it at any point. I'm going to max these out, and hopefully they'll do something before they're annihilated. That's all I can really hope for. We are, of course, in a fire mission, so I will not be using my nature electric fields. I want the 197 stack. These will be the energy ones. And again, heavy on the ceiling electrics, but I mean, it's exploding Death Bomb. There's really not a lot else that we can do. What I can try is putting these wall darts out an extra... Yeah, these will affect the whole area. They're definitely going to get broken by something if anything's on the right side, but maybe they'll do some extra damage in the meantime. And then same story up here. We're going to need something to cut off all the zombies walking in this area. It's going to be pretty heavy on electric fields. I always hate to see it, but I mean... Oops, that one's definitely going to get broken, but it is just kind of all I can do. What I can also try is to connect these whenever possible, just to try and avoid breakage. I don't want these to get destroyed at any point, so I'm going to connect it absolutely wherever I can. Upgrading these, of course, as I mentioned, because I don't want them to get broken by the death bombs. All right, whew! Mark where you want me to place the base. All right, we'll have to figure that out. Obviously, the spawns are going to rotate at some point, so we need to stay on top of that. One thing I can try, just to get a little bit of recycling going, is... I don't know, maybe pushing them? Is this even going to matter? Probably not. Probably not. I'm very worried about the southeast side, but I'm going to have to move on eventually. All right. The D defense. This is going to be heavily defended by defenders, so maybe won't be too big of a problem. I'm going to do more of a defensive build rather than preemptively putting tunnels out there. I'm essentially just going to put stealing electric wherever they'll fit here, just prepping. I don't think they're going to walk onto that. That should be okay, but we're going to put these essentially anywhere they'll fit, connecting it here as well. That one might not be any need. I'm just trying to put these 2 tiles high wherever I can, because defender or stealing electric fields can absolutely reach 2 tiles. They just, you know, we want them to be out of the way. Wall darts where they'll be safe and far away, but still doing a little bit of extra damage. I'm wondering if I can push anything off the edge here, because I'm looking at any way that we can just stall. Not trying to jail, it's different, but death bomb scares me. So if we could just put a lot of wall launchers here, they're gonna fall all the way down here. And we can do kind of what we did in a previous defense. So they're gonna want to go to this A defense, and I want to get ahead of that. So let's do this. I think this is gonna be okay. We can just build it out like this. 1, 2, 3. That way they're dying far away from the wall launchers and won't necessarily get killed. Because the idea is that if we put stealing electric fields here, it'll kill an enemy right in front of the wall launcher and then blow it up with a death bomb. It's something I'd like to avoid. And in this defense especially, I am not going to put any traps down initially, but I am expecting trouble. If the spawns ever flip, this is going to be a problem. So I'm just going to stay prepared on this A defense. Maybe this is where me and the team can hang out, because it is going to get attacked by the north side, and it doesn't appear as though the other ones are going to be a problem initially. So I'm not sure if we can block this off. Are they going to walk up here and then back down? What I'm really thinking is, are the enemies going to route this way or go up over this edge? Because what you can do is try to block it off like this. However, it's not 100% guaranteed, and I think I'm just gonna, oh my goodness, okay, I'm just gonna build that, and then if there are problems here, I don't know, I don't trust this. At least with this end, we could try this. Just build these with as much flooring as I can to back it up. Edit this so we can actually get something in place. Here we go. Again, I'm never a fan of just spamming stealing electric. I think it's one of the lazier ways to build, but I don't know how many times I need to say death bomb to defend myself here. We can also put them leading all the way up to the base. This shouldn't be necessary, but the reason I'm putting them this far back, nothing should make it through all of that without dying. But I am nervous that they might come from this direction, and you know, smashers will potentially survive that. So I think that's going to be kind of it. We can also put a couple of wall darts back here. Once again, about a tile back, because wall darts have, somebody mentioned this in the previous video, they have a 3 tile range, and it's my understanding that they'll shoot for 5 to 6 tiles. So even back here, you can see this is plenty in range. Every enemy in this area will activate these 2 darts, but nothing should be walking right here. Like, it really shouldn't, you know, they shouldn't get that far. And honestly, if you really want to prove it, you know, you can just prevent it like that, and that way these should safely be dealing damage, I hope. That's the fingers crossed on that one. And I can even do that once again over here, just to hopefully get a little bit of extra damage without losing my traps. In fact, I'm gonna get a little greedy here and just put these along the edge as well, and then we can build it up a tile, connect it to the ceiling, just so that there's a little bit more of a defense. I am very concerned about stuff getting broken, and there we go. Okay, so D is properly defended. We've mostly got this area is wide open, but I think we can defend C and A kinda on our own. Chrissy got her base down. I think this is a good spot. Yeah, I think I'm ready to hit start on this mission, actually. This is going to be a very defensive mission, meaning like there's a very real chance we're going to need to step in, and I'm just warning everybody right now that this tunnel is more of a ready for what can happen rather than perfectly defended. So yeah, I think A is going to be fine. Archer's upgrading. They are going up to that ramp right away, I think. Let me double check this, because I know, yeah, okay, all right. So I can already see they're ignoring that ramp, and I didn't block it off properly at all. That was completely my fault, but yeah, I kind of planned for that anyway. All right. We got enemies coming out over here. They're walking through the middle like expected, but the defenders are doing their jobs. Part of why I ran a shotgun build, so I can actually contribute to the damage nice and neat. This is gonna... So this is one of those ledges where it's just a pain. Like, I can't... Ooh, I got an idea. I can't put drop traps or anything, but what I can do is maybe put a bunch of wall darts just like this. Ugh, is it gonna let me reach out that far? There we go.
How dare you?
There we go. Those wall darts should do a lot of extra damage, and it does sound like the defenders are doing work. That is a chrome husk. They're going to be a problem. I'm well aware of that. Let me just upgrade these. This is going to be a lot of metal, I know, but you know, it's right in the bombing zone, so I'm going to help wherever I can to take out those chrome husks. Tires are doing lots of good damage. Also, look on the minimap. If you guys ever see the orange bits, that's where builds are getting attacked. And if you ever see the red bits, that's where a build got removed. So I don't know if that'll show on the main map. But in the upper right, I am eyeing that like a hawk. Kadeen, thank you for following. I appreciate it. So you can see enemies are getting pushed off by these wall launchers. They're getting pushed into the tree, apparently. I had not expected that. Yep, looks like they're all dying out there where they're not going to be damaging the wall darts. Or, I'm sorry, the wall launchers. Just want to make sure
you should also keep in mind that if you kill a chrome husk and it respawns, it drops a death bomb because it's the husky.
Yep. Chrome husks on top of being absolute tanks. Do they have more health than smashers?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, this is actually going really well. One of the nice benefits of... Yep, so you can... I knew that would break. One of the nice benefits of, well, Quad Atlas is... You know, they can only spawn so many enemies. So while there's a lot of directions to defend, there aren't that many enemies in any one spot. You can see these wall darts are doing great, actually. These are... Yeah, these are cheesing a lot of extra damage, which is really great. Gotta stay on top of the lobbers, because for the first time in my knowledge of the game, we have chrome husks and lobbers, like healing lobbers, whatever the love lobbers are, all at once. I know that the defenders are being really quiet, trying to make sure they're alive. So the defenders are being quiet means that there aren't any enemies close. And right here, you can see these zombies kind of getting on the outside. That is why I love the defenders, because any of them that get close, they're going to get hit by those defensive traps that I kind of put in advance expecting this. And yeah, our teammates plus defenders are just easily cleaning up. And sometimes that's okay. I think that's one of the things that's always stressed me out as a trap builder is I want my defenses to be 100%. Like, if the traps don't catch everything, I feel like I did something wrong. And honestly, I think I said this in the previous videos, you only need to kill 90%. If your teammates are actually here to play and they aren't AFK, like, you know, everybody on my team is here, it should be easy. You know, child's play to just pick up a loose regular husk here and there. That was a nurse that just got one-shotted by wall darts. Not gonna lie. I think I've swung all the way around. I used to harp on wall darts because I didn't like them that much, but honestly, their damage is more than I thought they were. And realistically, you might have noticed, so I don't think everybody would have seen this right away, but not a single broadside placed. That is, again, oh, that was an anti-air that just took out a propane. Love to see it. Again, not propane, healing death burst, not healing, my goodness. Death bomb, I'm sorry you guys, I'm doing a lot at once. Death bomb is just going to annihilate all broadsides. You can see the wall darts are actually taking a lot of damage. That's surprising. Where are they taking damage from? Are propanes throwing at them? Oh, they are. Oh my goodness. Well, I didn't see that coming. Oh, either way, they lasted for the first 4.5 minutes, so that's half the defense where they were less of an issue than they otherwise would have been. So I'll take that. One thing I haven't done, actually, I can kind of demonstrate, is you can block those death bombs, you guys. Let me wait for them to get pushed by that. There we go. Love this recycler. We have nurse husks despawning because of the new anti-jailing stuff. Hey, you know what? That works for me. I don't think it's a big deal. But I wanted to share that you can build over it so like that wall won't take any extra damage. That was actually good. Yeah. So you can see if you actually need to panic, that wall shouldn't take... Yeah, that's kind of hard to block. But if you can get a cone over it, I don't know. A nice little tip. Something you can do if you're trying to be sweaty. Have we not had a single rotation yet? Alright. I mean, looks like this defense is going very smoothly. No smashers, no spawn rotation. We have a mini boss. I think I'm gonna go pay attention to that. What kind of mini boss do we got? He's taking a lot of damage. Is he trap vulnerable? Yeah, I was gonna say he's not a tank if he's that alive. Alright, here's how we deal with mini bosses. Yell at the teammate who's using a bow. Archer, you're being a loser. Pop the war cry. Hotbuster is so strong. Look at this. Look at it go. Look at it go. Is he still using a bow? Look at this guy. What bow is that? Bows single target damage aren't super tremendous. So. Got a floor flusher. Anyway, that's a non-tank husk. That's a non-tank mini boss. Non-tank mini boss against 4 very high-level players, so not too big of a problem. I did just hear flingers, and it looks like they're getting taken care of out here. I don't think they're going to be too much of a problem. Always good to keep eyes on the defenders, by the way. Whenever you place them, you are responsible. If the 3 of them are awake, I'm very confident that our defense is going to hold just fine. And again, I prepped this earlier, specifically thinking that if we don't actually end up seeing any zombies there, it'd be a real bummer to waste traps. Ugh, okay. Look at these floor freeze. They're actually not even triggering that often. Interesting. Looks like most enemies are getting completely handled. I definitely overtrapped this, so if anybody wants to take my advice, this is kind of what happened in the Retrieve the Data video, where I put way more stealing electric fields than needed. Kind of a nice tip. If you guys ever want to save materials, just look at how much I placed here and maybe do half of that. Didn't seem like we needed most of what's available here. Missions in tropical zones, directions, and did they really not? No, that's not totally true. No, the last time we defended a Cat 4 in one of these videos, it was tropical zone, and it, well, no, it shifted, but it didn't actually change the direction. Maybe she's onto something. AWOLRY's cleared twice as many zones as me. I don't know why I still challenge her. You mean this is expensive? Well, this is something I said in a previous video as well. Category 4s are expensive. You're literally defending 4 more objectives than usual. Well, 4 instead of 1, so 4 times as many. And in my logic, category 4s should usually only be ran in like 160s, and you only need to do 10 160s a week. So you get a lot of time to prep for these missions, and that went pretty smoothly. I need to stop doing these in tropical zones. That explains why the mission rotations never occur. Well, little hot tip for you there. So we got Love Lobbers and Blockbuster Chrome Husks in the same mission. So that went a lot smoother than I thought it would. I feel like I say this every time, but yeah, there's another trap guy who dares to challenge me. How dare you? Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see next time, and yeah, take it easy.